So the thing is like if you want to develop like this stretch over here in Adampur, which is close to the river, which is along the river actually. So we were thinking like the river has to be clean, and then as you can see over here, most of the Jhoras and this is the watershed of Gangtok. So you can see like a lot of this Jhora, they end up in this river in Tabago. And if you see all this Jhoras, it also runs through a dense urban fabric, Tabago. So it goes through that. And what we've seen is like because of the concrete cover, so much of concrete cover, the runoff has increased over the years. And also in this dense areas, generally the drainage, the Jhoras are open, you know, so open what it does is like it creates a place where it becomes easier for people to throw garbage in Sydney. Municipalities, they've tried like with CCTV cameras and levying fine. They've tried a lot, and even through sensitization of like waste management. But their efforts haven't been able to sort of like deliver so much, because the thing is like there are a lot of students who are staying around, because I stay around this area, so I know like there are a lot of students also staying around this area, and the garbage truck comes 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's an odd time for students to I think get up, and so they come out in the night and they end up throwing the garbage in the Jhora itself. And not just that, like a lot of the grey water from the household, it ends up in the Jhora, and at certain times, like even the sewerage like lines, they open up in the Jhora. The sad thing is all of that waste comes down to the river. If you can see, like if you go down to the stretch, you'll be able to see that a lot of the Jhora end up in the river. And in this Jhora, there are a lot of service line which run through, and then that's the place where garbage gets stuck, and like it becomes a very it becomes an environment where it's a breeding ground for diseases in some ways. So in order to manage this waste, we kind of sort of analyze the situation, and then we realize that a lot of the waste gets generated in this dense urban areas in Tobago, where the Jhora runs through the fabric, to the urban fabric. So if you can see over here, there are places it goes through the forest also, and it goes through dense urban agglomeration, and then it comes down to the river. So what we were thinking was like in order to discourage people from throwing garbage into the Jhora, especially in the urban area, so we thought that it'd be a idea to sort of like cover the Jhora, and then while covering the Jhora, so a lot of opportunities open up, because that's the only place where government actually owns the land, because the rest of the land belongs to private owners. So there is an opportunity to create like community spaces. There are opportunity to create spaces for kids. Like for example, you can create like this public gyms. You can have slides for the kids. You can have like walls, and also if you see like a lot of economic opportunities also open up if you have like a community space in between. But the thing is like we have to be very careful while covering the Jhora, because if we don't take care of what is beneath it, so we might like end up in a soup. So we have to redesign the Jhoras in some ways, and also like all the service line that is going through the Jhora at the moment, so we'll have to streamline them. First of all, we have to introduce a new wastewater system, which is the grey water, so which is lined up over here. Then we have the sewer line. Then we have water supply, electrical, and all communication cables, which can be accessed by manholes at different places. And also, if we can redesign the Jhora, because there is a problem of scouring. So we were thinking like if we can like design the Jhora in such a way that the water is always there, and then if the water is coming from above, it can splash on the water itself. But at the same time, we have to explore the possibilities of seismic shakes. So that's when the concrete cracks. So we'll have to find provisions for expansion gaps, and also lining the whole Jhora with some flexible material. So that is one thing. Another thing, if you see, like if you go into the dense urban areas of Gangtok, so in an event of a fire, there is no way a fire truck can reach like the dense, like the inner part of like the neighborhoods. So what we were thinking was like, since the water is already there, it's just a question of making a nice water tank over there, and then have a pump room. And then what you can do is you can have like fire hydrant systems in all like dense part of the neighborhood. So that also kind of like solves this problem of, in a way, this kind of like managing the disaster. And this Jhoras, when it runs through an open area, we're thinking we'll leave it open over here, you know. So we don't want to close in a place where it is covered by vegetation. And also these are the places where like the garbage does not get generated so much. And before it goes down to the river, so what we've done is we propose a very simple sort of filtration system. So it comes down over here. So there are three terraces over here. The first terrace, if you see, so we can filter out all the solid waste from there, like including plastics and so on and so forth. So with the help of like a plastic wire mesh, and we segregate that, and then after that you can, if you can see over here, so we can take the waste over here, and then the remaining water can come down to these two terraces where like you have water based like plants which kind of help the filtration through oxygenation, and like there are like water plants which help them filter. And then after that, just before it goes down to the river, we can have like a mechanical filtration system. So, and from there the water can get discharged into the river. So that way you have a clean river also, and then there is a possibility of a nice riverfront development that side. So I think that's it. But then over here, like there are some challenges. So the challenges would be to sort of map the existing service lines, and also like there is a lot of like coordination required between various departments, and and also this might be a novel effort. So a lot of diligence and a lot of like dedication is required from all the departments, and also like if we are to work together, so we have to take this huge task for us. And there is a roadmap for the future. So one of the things would be to calculate the runoffs, and also if we can prototype it in a particular place, and then see if it actually works or not, rather than implementing it everywhere, you know. So that's it for the Jhoras of Gangtok. Thank you.